Shifting a little bit to kind of diversity and how marketing can elevate diversity in the workplace. I know that if anyone takes 5 minutes, you can Google how many awards Ally has won. There's a lot of diversity awards in recent years. What's your approach to marketing to reach a diverse crowd today?
The big thing that we've realized is multicultural marketing can't just sit in a silo over here and just do its thing and not cut across. It can't just be this vertical that sits alone. It has to cut across literally everything that we do, right? So culture is diverse, period. That's what this country is. And cultural relevance is the key to any great brand right now. And so our approach is the same as it is anywhere else. Do authentic things that really help the audience.
Tell us about Moguls in the Making and kind of how that came to be and what that program is today.
Yeah, Moguls is something I'm incredibly proud of. We're going into our 4th year this year, which is pretty incredible, but started about 5 years ago, just a conversation with Sean Anderson, Big Sean, and myself. He's a Detroit native. I've gotten to know him pretty well. And we just talked about what could we do to change the world. And we came up with this idea of Moguls in the Making. Let's create the next generation of moguls. So we partner with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, and we bring in 50 to 60 HBCU students that come into Ally headquarters. We rotate between Detroit and Charlotte, and we give them a weekend of mentoring and learning, but they get a societal problem that they have to solve through technology. And then they go through a Shark Tank-like presentation on Sunday, and the winning team actually gets $20,000 in scholarship money and a bunch of prizes and a guaranteed internship at Ally. And then the second and third place teams also get Ally internships as well. And then all of the students are invited to interview for internships. And what's amazing is that not only has it become this incredible program in terms of changing the trajectory of many of these students' lives, but it's created this awesome pipeline of diversity into Ally. In fact, I have 4 people on my team that are out of the Moguls program, and one of the teams actually created Fintropolis, which is our world that we built within Minecraft, which is financial literacy for middle school aged kids. And we have 3.5 million downloads of Fintropolis since we launched. And that came from the Moguls. So it got real impact. And that's been the approach to diversity. We just got back from doing an amazing event at New York Fashion Week with the guys from Earn Your Leisure, teaching financial literacy to entrepreneurs. I mean, doing authentic things has been the approach as opposed to slapping our own logo on stuff that doesn't matter.
I love that. I recently interviewed Emeka Ofidele, who is the head of sports marketing at ESPN. And he's been there 22 years. And something I could tell right away as we started to talk was how incredibly diverse ESPN as an organization is. You look at the success of this brand. I mean, it's monumental and global in nature, but I tie that directly to the diversity on their team. I mean, you look at their leaders and their team all the way down. It's incredibly diverse. I mean, there's people from all over, from everywhere you can imagine. And I see a tight line there, and it's clear to me that Ally takes that to heart as well. And the more diverse I see a business is, the more successful they seem to be too, just bottom line.
Absolutely. When JB came in as a CEO 8 years ago, he outlined 10 strategic pillars. And one of the, I think, top 3, I think it was return value to shareholders. Second was around tap into the power of the brand. And third was around diversity and inclusion. And this was 8 years ago. And we created 8 different employee resource groups. We've got more than 50% of our company is in one of those employee resource groups. Everybody on our executive leadership team chairs one of those groups. I chair the LGBTQ, our Pride Allies, which is deeply personal to me. My youngest son is LGBTQ, and it was something I wanted to do.
Beautiful.
So I could be a better mom to him. And I think it's central to how we think. Look, not a lot of companies would do something like the equity pledge that we just made to spend equally between men's and women's sports. And those are the kinds of things that you can do when you work at a company that actually believes in diversity, equity, and inclusion, not just talks about it. It's real things.
It's amazing. It is. I got chills when you were talking about just your involvement, your family. I mean, it's just, it's amazing. Ally helped get the National Women's Soccer League on primetime television recently for the first time. How does it feel to be the company that elevates women's sports so adamantly?
It's one of the things that I am absolutely the most proud of in my entire career, especially as a former player. To jump in and be able to work with NWSL and CBS and get the prime timeification of women's sports, do you realize this will be the first women's championship that's ever been played in prime time? That's insane. To be able to have helped facilitate that, there's really no words around it. And our 50/50 pledge, our whole campaign around watch the game, change the game, like to see that we're doing real things. We're not just saying it, we're doing real things. And it's awesome to see other brands coming along on the journey and their increased investment in women's sports. And it's all in service of breaking this vicious circle that exists around not getting prime time for women's sports, leagues being undervalued, players being underpaid. Somebody's got to blink in that equation and bring money off the sidelines. And we said, all right, we'll blink.
Wow.
We'll be the one to bring the money in, and we'll take some bets. And we have, and they've all paid off. Women's sports always gives us outsized returns, and it just makes good business sense.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more great marketing interviews with today's top industry leaders. And thank you to our partners at Salesforce. Salesforce brings marketing and engagement together. Head over to salesforce.com/marketing.